it's time to have a look at credit transactions. So these are the transactions where invoices are issued by a supplier and the customer pays a few weeks later. We'll see the use of journals that people call journals daybooks. Nothing complicated, they're just a list of transactions. So we add it up when they're convenient, every day, make it a daybook, every week if you're a smaller business, or just when you get to the bottom of a page. So as well as being a handy list, especially if you're on the phone to a customer or supplier, we can post the totals into our ledger accounts. Well, why do we do that? Well, because if we had 100 invoices per afternoon, 5 days a week, 50 weeks a year, that's 2,500 rows in the sales or purchases accounts. Makes it unmanageable and we'd never be able to check anything in it. So if we put the totals weekly, it reduces it to 50. However, individual customer and supplier accounts have to have every transaction, so we now need customer accounts because we need to know everything we sold to a particular customer and every time they paid us. And the same with suppliers, we need to know what we bought off them, what we sent back and how much we owe them. So we're also going to see receivables and payables control accounts. So the receivables gets the totals. This is all our customers added together, how much they owe us, and payables, how much we owe all our suppliers, and we can reconcile that the receivables accounts is all our customers added together, and the payables is all our suppliers added together. So the four main journals: sales returns we're going to see now, purchases and purchase returns, and then we'll also see discounts. So discounts is for prompt payment schemes. A discount allowed would mean that we allow a customer a reduction for paying us quickly. Pay us in 7 days instead of 30, knock a couple of % off. Can be in that they pay us less at the time, or we can post a credit note onto their account saying thank you. Discounts received the opposite, so instead of paying the full amount on the invoice, we pay a little bit less for paying our supplier quickly, and again that can be retrospective as well. Some accountants call the customer and supplier accounts part of the double entry system. Professional bodies at the moment treat the control accounts as a double entry, so the double entry is all in the main ledger, not the sales or purchases ledger. But it doesn't really matter, it's exactly the same entries, exactly the same way round. Sticking to bank and cash accounts, now we'll move on to cash books later in the year. So these are our new accounts, discounts received, receivables and payables. They've all got zero balances, of course, because these are the first credit transactions that Viola has done. So a sales journal would have 3 columns if VAT was involved. It would be net going into sales and the VAT into the VAT account, and the total though into the control account. So we better start posting it. It doesn't matter which way around first. So the sales journal is sales, so one entry into sales are credits, but this is a control account. So if we sold goods on cash, it would be credit sales, debit bank, but it's not going into the bank, it's going into the control account instead. But the sales account is still a credit, so we effectively add it to our cash sales, just increasing the number of sales. Purchases journal, so purchases are debit, we're just adding to the balance, and then it will show in our payables account. Liabilities are credit, we owe this money to our suppliers because we haven't paid them yet. And then we've got a sales return, so if the sales were on the debit side, reducing the amount our customers owe us because they've sent us some goods back, credit side, and then we'll need the sales returns account. Sales returns by themselves. Oh, debit entries. Oops. Did I put the right amount in now? I didn't know. Eyesight failed. Got confused with the purchases. So the payables, so we've got some purchase returns, so we've sent something back to supplier 1. We'll do a lot more detail than this. Reducing the amount that we owe if we balanced it off, and purchase returns are credits by themselves. Purchase is debits, purchase returns are credits. Don't really need to show much apart from the fact it's from the journal. It's in the purchase returns accounts. Notice the alternative name occasionally returns outwards, going out of the building back to our suppliers. So that's all the transactions posted apart from the individual customers and suppliers accounts. Now these I've completed with the other items that are going in there next. So supplier 1, we owed 720, we sent some goods back, and in a few seconds we're going to do the payments and take a discount to clear the account. Supplier 2 has just been completed with a bank payment. Supplier 3 we're going to still owe some money to. So our payables balance should be 240, it will be when it's completed, adds up to the 3 supplier accounts. And in our sales ledger account, our 2 customers, customer 1 had 2 invoices owing to us as an asset, sent some goods back, paid us and took a discount, and now owes us just for the second invoice. And customer 2 paid us half of what was owed on account. And again, the receivables account will add up to 960. The 2 customers accounts also add up to 960, as it should be. That's a very important check. So now let's post the receipts. So different people, different ways. Might as well do the bank first. On 14th. This would normally be from a cash book, or it will be in next video onwards. Paid us 940. And on the 27th of the 1st, C2 paid us 240. So the discount, of course, doesn't go in there. The discount goes in the discount account. So we've allowed a discount of 60, and it was the 14th first. C1 got the discount 60. Oops. So the opposite way around. Might as well post this one in. So if you look, there's a £36 discount on the 9th, and discounts received are credit entries. Supplier 1, 2. That's the 36. And we put this in. So as far as the suppliers and and receivables and payables are concerned, we can put the receipts in. But we also need to show in this account the discount of 60, and then should really show C2 as well. Much better, it's got more details in for reality. So our payables isn't yet showing the fact that on the 9th of the 1st we paid bank 624, and therefore got discount of 36, and on the 31st bank course, even better if you write it in better detail, is always better, but I'm trying to minimise the entries. So we've got all the entries in our payables, our receivables, we've got our discounts, we've put the extra sales in, the credit sales, the extra purchases and the returns in. We haven't put the payments made to credit suppliers in the bank yet, so always got to have a way of remembering you do everything when it's been done manually like that. So at the bank it will, supplier 1 will do. That's a 624, and then on the 30th of the 1st, supplier 240. So that's actually all our transactions posted into our main ledger, and as you've seen, I've already put them into the purchase ledger and the sales ledger. So if we balance everything off, we can update our trial balance. It's set already to link, so this will get to 0 if I do everything correctly. If I don't do everything correctly, there'll be a mistake, and the fact that this doesn't balance will help me spot it. So discounts allowed, that's going to be easy. That's not going to take much adding up either. And neither is this. Well, I'm on a spreadsheet. Use a spreadsheet. That's just a 240 that we owe the one supplier. So we just need to update the totals here. These are all one-sided accounts, so there you go, being quite quick. And what you could see then, updating our trial balance magically. One last figure to go in, and hopefully it will come out 11166, because that's the missing figure. Bigger side minus the smaller side. 11166, and there we are, our trial balance completed. So we have invoiced some customers, posted it into the individual accounts as well as the sales and the receivables account, and then we've got some credit purchases, there's some returns in there, discounts, receipts and payments.